So in this video we're going to have a look at how to change out the front of a pump. This is the front casing here. This is where the discharge pipe fits, which is here. The suction line coming in here, the lint pot lid goes on the top and it bolts onto the motor in this section here. So in here is where your impeller and the baffle plate and all of those other parts here. There's an O-ring goes around on this sealing face to seal it back onto the motor here. So we're going to switch that out, and it really is quite simple. The good news is, and look, this is on a Davey, here, Davey PowerMaster 350, but if this is an Onga or a Davey or a Haywood or whatever, they're all very, very similar. We're going to get it out, undoing these two barrel units. We're going to take the whole pump out, and then we're going to, which will disconnect the suction and discharge, and then we're going to pull it out and undo these motors, which happen to be 17mm. These motor bolts. We'll draw the motor back, but I'll show you that when we get to that stage. We'll get him switched out. Alright, so there we go. Barrel unit is both undone, and now sliding the motor out and lifting it out of the way. Just pick him up, and he is full of water. So rather than having that spill all over the place, I'll just upend it just by tipping it up over to the suction end. And that's just going to save water leaking all over you as you pull the thing apart. And then those bolts that you can see there, we will get undone. And when a motor's out, you can always have a look at how much corrosion there is going on to talk about the state of the health of a motor. And you can see the paint is actually flicking off there. That's the coating that they put on. There's quite a bit of corrosion underneath it, but down here, that part where those two little holes are, if it's leaking from the seal, that's where that'll all be corroded and rusted out. That looks quite okay. There's corrosion on the top, and this motor is certainly showing its age, but still running fine. It was buried. You don't want metal parts, and particularly these aluminium parts, to be buried, because they'll stay damp and they'll just corrode and they just come to pieces. As you can see, that quite hilarious. The powder coating there is just coming off in a great big sheet. But this is still running and good, so we're going to run with it. If it was my motor, I would give it a paint just to cover that corrosion up, although truth is, once it gets to that point, it's probably not going to help it much. What you really need to do is get it dry. So get it in a situation so it's not staying constantly wet, which has now happened. We've cleaned up the slab and got it nice and clear, so it's on in. Before, it had this tan bark type thing piled right up around it, so that the motor was constantly wet. So now we just undo these bolts. Just cracked it with a 17mm spanner, and then just spin them off. They come out, they press out like that. Try not to launch them, but just repeat that all the way around. There's another loose one here. Just undo the bolt. Maybe if we give it a flick, well, that's only going to make it turn. Putting in the plastic there so that the bolt head holds in place. You can turn it and the bolt won't go anywhere. So get that guy off. Set that to the side. Get the rest off. Okay, so the bolts are now all on, and it's just a matter of pulling the front cover. Will just come straight off. Yeah, there's a bit more water. Oh, I've got this is a little check valve which is supposed to be up there in the lid. It's been down here, sucked through and in the front of the impeller. That's not too good. That definitely would have been causing a blockage of some description, a little wear hole robbed in it. So good to have that out of the way. This is the baffle plate, and that needs to come out. That's just a press fit, so we just need to flex that until that comes out. And here is the impeller. So this part's all going to stay on the motor. There's this plastic back plate where it actually seals back here, and there's an O-ring will be in that baffle plate right there. So we'll give him a clean and a check, make sure he's okay, put the O-ring back in. So now what we need to do is get that baffle plate out. As I said, that's just a press fit, so I'll work with that. Maybe have to get a screwdriver out to give it a bit of a flex until that comes out. And then we'll put it into the new part, and just like that we'll be able to swap it over. Just get the lint pot lid off and the basket out, put it all in, and we'll swap it straight over. Here we go. So I just gave that a bit of a tweak with a screwdriver, and she came straight out, and there's the baffle plate assembly there. As you can see, it's got this debris filter here to stop big bits going through and blocking the impeller. And you'll also see inside there, that's where that little one-way valve, that little flapper valve that's broken off, came from. So I'm going to run it back without that, because there's another one-way valve in the line on this, so it's not necessary. Again, you need to notice there's another O-ring in there. This is to do with its sealing and priming, so you do need to get that out. When you're putting this all back together, the baffle plate here that we pulled out needs to install back onto the front. Now the capacitor on this motor is right at the top, and this has the marking here, tops, and you'll see the little pins. There's a pin there. We're lining those up with the little holes that are in here. So you just give it a wiggle until it pops into place. There it goes. Nice and solid, nice and firm. Now you've got an O-ring back here, making sure that it's clean and sitting in the right place, because we don't want any leaks. And there's another O-ring goes onto the front here. This O-ring is all about sealing that priming face, and it'll help by having this O-ring in place. It will help the pump in its ability to lift water and actually prime. So we'll get that in place. That one is a bit big, look at it, she's a bit stretched, but I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get that to fit and hold back into position. So that's now ready to be pressed back in. You'll notice as you install this that these little slots on the front of the baffle plate there actually go into that slot that's just above the impeller. There's the impeller and that slot there. So they, again, lining that top word up with the top of the motor, they go into that slot, and then you've got to find, there we go, just slot it straight in. It then drops in where the pins are. So pull that out again, it'll slide on the slot, and then bang, it locks in where the pins are. Okay, so now it's just putting that back together, putting the bolts in. They all have little mouldings on there to hold the bolt head in place, and screw the bolt back on. You'll find with the bolts there's like a shiny edge, and then one with the writing, you can sort of tell which way it's been on, so put it on the same way. Although, truth be known, if you don't put it on the same way, that won't matter. Just screw that up. Now what I did do, I started off with a bolt here and just sort of got it started, because it was standing out a little bit just as it pulled up on the O-ring. So I used the bolts to pull it up square. I gave it a bit of a bang to get it back close, make sure the O-rings were in place, and you can actually see in here, inside, that the O-rings are in place. And then just pulled it up a little bit, and just pulled it up nice and square, so it came down on all the O-rings in a good place. So I did the diagonally opposite, one bolt here and one bolt there, and just pulled those up to a loose nib, not super tight. I'll bring all the rest up and then tighten them all up together, because you do want to get a seal. Very important you get a seal off that back O-ring. Okay, so we're putting all this together now. It's important to check if there's any extra little draining or priming holes or anything like that, and there is here. So we need to get that cap off as well. And again, you've got to find out, how is that sealed? Is it O-ring? Is it Teflon? There's no Teflon on the thread, but there is an O-ring up there. So it will seal, and you've got the matching thread down the front there, caught in the way. There it is. Just screw the cap into that, and then you can just hand tighten this back into place. That's how you get these square. Don't do them with a tool to start with, just do them up hand tight onto the O-ring, make sure it's square and sitting in place. Same with that one. And then I will get my tool and just give it a little bit of a nip. But remember, with plastic, don't have to rip the living daylights out of it. And then it's very important that we take the input off and fill that right up as much as we can to prime it, fill it with water, and then switch it on. And very quickly, we're going to see if there's got any leaks. Now we've got an O-ring seal between that back plastic plate that you saw and the face here, so if it's slipped out or crimped or whatever, it's going to leak. The water will come out the bottom here. So all these different places to check. But I'll just give these a nip with the tool so they're nice and tight, and then we'll fill that up with water, and then we'll give it a test. Okay, so I'm happy to report that the pump started up beautifully and primed. It took 4.5 litres of water to fill it to the bottom of the front pipe, and then I tipped another 1.5 litres in that just to fill it right up. As I said, it had a check valve in front of it so that the water wasn't going to run away, and then it started up and primed perfectly, so I know all the O-rings were in place and all good. And this picture that you're looking at now, you can see the crack. That's the crack that formed in the old one, and that's why we had to change it out. And being on the positive side of the impeller, so after the impeller, it's all under pressure there, so it was squirting water out. If you've got a crack that's on the negative side of the pressure, then it'll suck air. That's all from Mark's Reviews and Tutorials, and yeah, I hope this helps you.